Okay.
All right. Where last we left off, you had wandered into the wintry lands of the Fey Wild and the unseelie Fey, whereupon you encountered a number of particularly dastardly traps and puzzles. You encountered a couple of old women centered around a fire, but you denied the opportunity to take firewood from them in order to learn the answers, opting instead to kind of wander about on your own. You suffered through the harsh, cold reality that was that land, and put yourselves at real risk of freezing to death before you came upon a strange rock formation and solved a riddle, allowing you to take a little bit of respite within some mysterious cave full of berries, some of which you took for yourselves. You wandered on, coming across what appeared to be some sort of frozen giant or angel. Will's insults toward it caused it to become enraged and attack, and you slew it. Moving onward, you found the Winter Knight guarding what appeared to be not one, but three of the daughters of Titania. However, they appeared to have been warped in some way by the Winter Wilds. Instead of being the normal golden-skinned, fair-haired maidens that you saw surrounding those particular individuals, you saw instead some pale-skinned, blue or white-haired elven woman, still beautiful, but much different than what you expected. In the midst of all of this, Tegan, you were confronted by the fact that they simply did not want to return home. You chose to force them to return home. Your companions aiding you in the process, you slew the Winter Knight and brought them home. In the midst of this, you received a stone from Titania as thanks and a blessing, and she told you that when you needed the power of the Summer Court most, to call upon its power. Tuck, since you just got here, as a reminder, you were confronted by your sister about your apparent reliance upon otherworldly forces, and she gave you a warning simply not to do so, or that you'll regret it. You made your way back into the material plane. As far as anybody could tell, you guys just spent an afternoon dozing off somewhere in the wild, somewhere in the plains of the Golden Fields, of the Abbey of the Golden Fields, and the Teresio, the druid who guided you here, is nowhere to be seen.
Hey, Killy. Real fast. Not wait. Mm-hmm. What mic do you have?
HyperX something or other. Why?
All right.
It's hyper something.
Wait. Listen to me, because I ran into the same problem the other day too. Unplug it from the USB port you have again, and plug it into a different USB port.
Okay, hang on.
Yep.
It's as though you wanted to brew some coffee, but then took the filter and put it over your mic.
I hear him just fine.
Why did you take my saying, Miles?
Well, you should have been quicker.
You can see him messing with the sound settings like in Spaceballs. Go to hyperactive.
Bloop.
They've gone plaid.
Bloop. He's a sounds guy.
Yes. Mr. Radar.
What is this happening? Now, but when is now? Just then.
Our Schwartz are twisted. Wait, let me put my leg here. No, my leg. No, put your leg up. No. Yeah.
I see your Schwartz is just as big as mine. Oh, great movie.
I'm really shocked Killy hasn't used that phrase on you, Tuck.
We did a long rest when we finished last week, didn't we?
No.
No, at least
my character sheet does not reflect as such.
No.
Well, I thought we talked about that, but maybe we didn't. I don't know.
I record all of our rests, and we did not take any rest.
Okay. Good enough then.
And he was never heard from again.
No, as soon as he plugs it into a different port, it should get rid of the static altogether.
How about now? Check,
Perfect.
check. 1, 2, 3.
You're
Okay, good.
You sound great.
He sounds the exact same way he sounded earlier. And it
No,
was fine.
even I noticed it, and I don't notice it during the raids, but it was very apparent. But you're good now.
All right. Yeah, I know what the issue was. When I plug it into the back, it picks up the fan. I think it causes the mic to be staticky. If I plug it up on the front USB, it doesn't have a problem. I don't think. But yeah, that explains what the issue was. All right. So you're in the Golden Fields. You have not spent technically a long rest as of yet.
No, we haven't.
What do you do?
To the town!
Yeah, to town, absolutely. If we're on Desserin Road, then Wamford is gone. So Red Larch, can we? How long? Either way, whether it's Red Larch or Belliard,
Let's go
I'd,
through.
I'd rather not spend another night at Summit Hall with the monks of Morose.
To remind you, Summit Hall is where the Knights of Samuel are. You guys are actually down just a little bit over here somewhere.
Let's get on the flying carpet and make best speed for Red Larch. That's Will's suggestion.
We could do that side quest really quick and go grab that body. I'm just saying.
Didn't they say they already say they weren't going to give it to us?
Oh, yeah, I think they did say that, but you know, it's still in the quest log, so. But yeah, we should go to some town that has a blacksmith.
Guys, hold on. I got to step away for a second.
Okay.
Yep.
Wamford seems like not the choice I would make, but we can go there.
Well, I'd like to see if they've started preliminary.
Oh, right. All right, let's head that way. Let's jump on the carpet and head south.
And it's not Wamford anymore. It's Kintardenville or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it will be once I make my full deposit. Hopefully.
All right, you guys head into Kentarnville.
I just want to see if the laborers are getting the work together. I'm hoping that's the case.
All right, let's go to Kintardenville then.
Okay. You hop on the carpet. I'll say for the benefit of this that over the course of your travels, you do spend at least one night at rest with relative non-interruption, so you can give yourselves benefits of a long rest if you really wish.
Kelly, since we're doing the long rest, can I also switch out Elemental Bane with Dominant Beast?
Yep. Do you know how to do that, or do you need me to drag this?
I already put it in there. I just haven't prepared it yet.
Yeah, you're absolutely able to do that.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You fly down to Wamford, and the last time you were down here, right, the town was on fire. There were bricks and rubble just kind of everywhere. As you're down here now, much of the rubble has been cleared away, and there are a few preliminary small, not really fortifications, but a couple of huts from some stubborn farmers who are trying to do their best to reclaim some of the area for themselves and try to build up their own farms there. But as for the area that you've set aside for yourself, Kent, you can see that the space has been completely cleared. It has designations around it that is leaving it for you. And as you're wandering around, you can also see, all of you, that there's a second space that you think maybe there was some sort of keep there somewhere that's been cleared out as well. And there's a sign there that says, reserved for the heroes of the Diamond Bears.
Very well. So what do you think, guys? Worthwhile investment?
Absolutely.
Did
And
you
there's
buy a town?
And there's a couple of laborers there who are in the midst of building some sort of, well, you don't really know what it is, some sort of building. As you kind of come in on this flying carpet, they all kind of stop and they look up at you as you kind of approach.
These look like villagers or workers?
These look like workers, laborers on this building that has apparently been set aside and reserved, not just specifically for you, Kent, but for the Diamond Bears collectively. The area that you've kept for yourself, there's no building being built there. You haven't invested in the building. You just invested in purchasing the land for yourself thus far,
Right.
and that space has been cleared and it's been reserved for your use.
Oh.
So Malik, that dragon we killed, burned down the city. We presume. We don't have hard evidence, but the fact of the matter is, it was dirt cheap, and no one wants burnt land except for Kent, who bought.
I can't argue with that logic.
Actually, surprisingly, the land here has grown back. It's not necessarily healthy by any means, but the grass is green.
All right.
Starting to get green again.
Well.
What a good investment!
Well, how goes the work, gentlemen? I'm looking for a foreman or something like that.
Right. He steps forward. He says, "Might I inquire as to who you would be?"
I would be Kintarn, the one who is financing this.
Oh, you're the Lord, are you? Oh, you'll want to speak with the constable over there. And he points to a sort of a ramshackle building a couple of feet away.
Wait. Did you say Lord?
Yes, my lord.
Lord is in, like, officially a lord, or Lord is in, that's how you're saying, hey, I got a lot of money, I'm a lord?
I thought you were a lord. My mistake, sir.
Well, I can't argue with you, but okay, that's fine.
I mean, technically speaking, if you own this land, you are the lord of this land now.
Fair enough. Okay.
If you'll please, my lord, sir, we have work to do, but I'm sure you'll enjoy the results.
No problem. Is the plans for the inn and the minor tower and the Diamond Bear Camp Diamond Bear going along okay?
There are there's plans for a common room,
Okay. All right, fair enough. I'll let you guys get back to your work.
Where'd we end up? Sorry, I'm back.
In Contarnville.
If you'll check your map, it's been conveniently designated.
Oh, Lord.
All right. But you guys have done nice. It looks like you've done good progress so far.
He's wandered off. He gives you kind of a wave, and he gets the boys back in action, who, since you landed, have been kind of awestruck by a bunch of strange-looking individuals coming down on the flying carpet. And they're kind of just getting a look to see exactly who these people are that they're building this building for.
Okay.
Could some say that as they look upon the carpet, they're seeing a whole new world?
Do you say that in character?
Absolutely. Don't you dare close your eyes.
Do you say this out loud to them or to your party?
Oh, to the party. All right, we should head to Red Larch.
For your benefit, Pam,
wait,
because you
let's
may have
talk to
missed
the
it.
Constable.
Right. For your benefit, Pam, because you may have missed it. You flew down to this area. You've gotten the benefits of a long rest, so restore your shit if you haven't already. There's an area that Kent had set aside for himself earlier in this campaign. That area has been completely cleared and reserved for him. There's a completely separate area that these guys are building on with a sign that says reserved for the heroes of the Diamond Bears.
In Kintarnville?
Yep.
Nice. Very nice.
Right.
Okay. I can live with that.
Well, onward to the Red Larch, I guess.
Do you want to talk to the constable, or you want to just go?
No, I'm good. Well, when I get the Red Larch, I'm go make the rest of my payment in full and hopefully get the rest of the ball rolling.
No, all right.
You guys just going to make your way straight to Red Larch then? Or anything else you want to do down here?
Not Will, no, I'm good to go.
I know. Didn't that guy point out that the constable was over in a building or a shack?
Yes.
In Contarnville?
Yeah, he's in
He's
Contarnville.
in Contarnville.
Oh, he's here. The guy from Red Larch is here.
You don't know.
A
He just
guy
said
that wants to talk to you is
constable.
here.
Oh, well, okay. I'll say, hold on. Might have some business to attend to, and I will dismount the carpet
Okay.
and wander over to the constable and see if there's anything he'd like to speak about or speak to me about, or if there's anything else I need to be aware of.
Okay. You wander over to this building, which is looks to be more of a tent, really, than anything else, a large, almost carnival-sized tent. As you wander inside, you can see there is a man who's actually dressed in chainmail armor with a short sword and a shield that have been carefully hung up on a stand behind him. He's in the middle of looking over some plans, and he looks to be relatively young. He's perhaps maybe in his mid-30s with brown hair, a big, wide, full mustache, but he has no beard. It's been completely shaved. And he looks up at you as you approach. You can see he has big, full blue eyes, and they just kind of widen as you walk in, and smiles. And he stands up and he says, "Ah, you must be those members of the Diamond Bears, aye?"
We are good,
I
sir.
show him my chest.
Most impressive, sir. Most impressive.
What is your name, good sir?
Constable Aaron at your service.
Erin, E-R-I-N?
A-R-I-N.
Aaron, I gotcha.
You've
Go ahead.
You've no doubt seen the work outside.
I have. It seems to be making decent progress.
Well, you can thank excuse me. You can thank Sir Bradford for it. He organized the entire gift.
Oh, well, that's excellent.
He asked me to pass you this letter. And he pulls a sealed scroll parchment and passes it on to you. And says, he asked me to pass you this letter should you happen to stop by.
Okay, sure. I'll take a look at it in a minute. And I excuse myself over to the corner of the room, and I'll unseal the parchment and read what it says.
Okay. I don't have this written down, but essentially what it says is, Sir Bradford thanks you for all the work you've done in this valley, and believes that there is more good that can yet be done here. Although he does not know where your travels will take you, he has convinced the members of the Lords of Alliance to grant you space within the former location of Wamford for a guild hall that is being paid and provided for through the excess funds of the Lords of Alliance for your benefit.
Oh,
As a thank you to the work that you have done within the valley and the protection that you have provided for the people of it.
very well.
That's great. We need to get an artist to commission portraits for ourselves for the walls.
Side quest unlocked.
Well, we do know a good artist, don't we?
He also shares that that the Lord's Alliance is aware of your attempts to begin construction of a proper mage tower within the city, and the Lord's Alliance has already approved it, so long as the funds are provided by you. They're not looking to provide you with the excess funds for that itself. As far as renaming the village underneath your name, that is still up for debate, as there is an ancient noble family that is, although there's not too many of them left, there is still a young lord who's a little upset at the idea of, just because his village burned to the ground, that the namesake of his family would suddenly be renamed to a couple of heroes.
Fair enough. I
Guess he
disagree
could
with
be
that.
a cooler
and
dude.
I may obtain legal services to deal with that matter. But fair enough. And with that, I'll share that information, obviously, with the rest of the group, and I guess we can continue on our way.
Onward.
Hey. Thank you.
Sorry, I think it's muted when it's not, and I talk into my mute button when I don't realize it. It's weird.
Right. All right. So you're then making your way over towards Red Larch?
Yeah. Yeah, guys.
Yeah, I'm following you.
Yes.
I don't know
You
anything about the
you don't
underworld,
need
so this
to
is all
supply
you.
the funds for your tower to this constable?
I'll do that. And handing
The
it to
bank's in
that.
Red Larch.
Yeah, to handing it to that man. He's a constable, but I don't know that I would just hand over a whole bunch of jewels to someone I've just met.
Fair enough. I just want to make sure.
And Sir Bradford's back in the Red Larch, I would
Red
assume. So.
Mhm. You also remember, Kent, that your master had sent you a message to meet him in the Red Larch.
Oh, I'm aware.
Okay. So, agreed, y'all making your way over towards Red Larch?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. The
Yes.
travel towards Red Larch, even by carpet, is about 2 to 3 days. As you travel, the weather begins to get a little bit cloudy and a little bit damp. There is some rainfall, and the overall travel is not especially pleasant by any means. But during the course of your travels, you get to perhaps about here, and as you're flying along on your carpet, there is a break within the rain and the clouds, and as you're flying, there's a brilliant burst of light that you can see throughout the midst of the clouds. And as you make your way through that break, you can see a large, fiery bird flapping about within the midst of these clouds. It is outstretched, it is magnificent, it is crying out, and you can see there's a couple of Aarakocra that are actually kind of circling around it, and there is a couple of humanoids, especially one familiar older looking one who seems to be flying around it with some sort of wingsuit.
Ah! The phoenix has hatched and grown.
What the fuck is that?
My good friend, Dr. Toomes, he has gotten a phoenix egg, and it's probably grown to full size now, by the look.
Oh, should
What do you do?
I don't want to burn the carpet and fall and die, but we should call out to him.
It's a good idea.
What, burn the carpet and fall and die?
No, avoiding burning the carpet.
Oh.
Hello, good doctor! I will yell into the sky.
Okay. You yell all out into the sky. It's kind of overshadowed by the cry of the phoenix itself, as it seems to be batting away at these individuals who are trying to circle around it. You can see they actually look like they're trying to attack it a little bit, less so than trying to, bind it in any meaningful way. Although it looks like Dr. Toomes is kind of keeping his distance.
Does it look like they're training it, or
It looks
actually fighting it?
Looks like they're trying to take it down.
Well, that's not what I wanted.
Let's fly. Let's fly close enough that we're not interfering, and in their line of sight, so that they can see us.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Okay. You move. Give me just a second, guys. Just need to find the tokens. You can make your jokes and your discussions while I pull this shit up.
This is no laughing matter, Killy.
I'll say to Dr. Connors, what wasn't that the phoenix that disappeared before you almost failed your test
What's
with?
it?
So I think that the egg disappearing was not. It didn't actually disappear. It was just to get me sucked into that black hole of death. And then after we came back out, it reappeared and was there. Right? I think.
I think. Oh.
So I just want to say real quick.
What's interesting? Sorry. Just what's
You're
interesting
good.
about this one is it's much bigger. and it's not electric; it's fire.
Oh. Yes.
Oh, was the other one electric?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright.
It was.
As you move the carpet closer, Dr. Toomes will fly kind of by your side, and he'll kind of hail you. You can see the wingsuit he's wearing has lines of a green metal, looks like it might be adamantine, that are strapped to the wings, and it looks like rather than actually, gliding with the wind or attempting to move along with it, he's actually just straight up flying. And as he kind of floats along, he says, "Hail! Little help here!"
Oh.
Dude,
Absolutely. What are we trying to do?
Yeah, help doing what?
Take it down so we can collect its egg!
Oh,
We're gonna-
okay.
Oh, let's.
All right, because Phoenix has come back to life. I'm an idiot. All right, yeah, that sounds great.
no, they were going to make an omelet.
Shut the fuck up! I knew they weren't gonna make an omelet. I thought they were gonna collect its baby, but I realized they're just gonna.
Who's the jokester?
Some idiot who can't help here because he doesn't have any ranged attacks.
All right,
Alright,
smack him on the
let's
back of the head. Just real lightly, just with a light thump.
All right, so do we need the roll initiative? What do you want us to do from here? Because I want.
As he begins to swoop back in that direction, and if you're pushing in, yeah, I need you to roll initiative.
Oh, jeez.
One time I was so hungry, I ate the decorational bamboo in a Chinese restaurant.
Pant.
Are you fucking kidding me? Almost an 18 and I roll a goddamn 2.
Oh, that's not good.
No, but so I didn't get to log in straight to open my chest, so I just went to go do it real quick. And I pulled out a 410 spyglass.
Damn.
Sorry, Morgan.
Lucky bastard.
Morgan's been trying to get that fucking trinket forever now.
Give me just a sec.
As we're starting to engage, I'm gonna look over to Dr. Connors and say, not for nothing, but we have the giant snake. And before that, we had your giant crab, and before that, we had your flying snake.
Yep.
It seems like the flying snake has been in much more need lately.
You'd think that, except that the flying snake can't take a single hit, or else it dies. And one of my things is that it hits everyone in an AOE, and it has to be standing next to.
Gotcha.
So it's like this and that. I don't know.
You watch as the Phoenix moves in next to some of the Aarakocra that are turning around, trying to fire bows at it with surprising speed. It's going to reach out at one with its beak, doing 12 fire, and that creature is on fire. Actually, I take that back. That creature is down. Aarakocra don't have a whole lot of
Hit points.
points. So
He
you
didn't
watch
have
as that
12 hit points.
he comes in. You watch as this fiery bird comes in with its beak right against the Aarakocra and just rips off a piece of its wing, and the Aarakocra just begins to spiral down towards the ground. He then shifts over towards the other one, and he is going to try to rip at it with one of his talons. And he just claws that one in the backside. You'll watch as he starts plummeting down as well. Kaz next.
All right. Kyle will shift to the front, and then wait to get in range.
All right.
So ready and attack.
All right. The last one in the back is going to take a javelin that it has and attempt to chuck it at this creature. And crit. How about that? 5 points of damage. And he's going to, seeing his comrades fall, as he chucks the javelin, he's actually going to dive down and try to do what he can to assist them. So he's out of combat. Kurt, you're up.
I'm going to summon 2 giant eagles using Conjure Beast.
All right.
And with them, I would like to summon them underneath these Aarakocra as they're falling to try and catch them so they don't
All right. The Aarakocra, as they fall, whoops. We'll say they land safely on the backs of the birds.
All right, where's the? Okay, there we go. So they're probably down a little bit, and then I need to roll initiative.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Cool. All right. At the end of your turn, the Phoenix is going to use a legendary action to fly straight at your carpet. So it's going to get right in range of all of you.
Ka's gonna attack.
All right. Miss.
Well, he is on a carpet. What can you expect?
Mm-hmm. Tuck, you're up.
Oops.
Whoops.
I'm gonna hit douchebag on the right.
No, that's our friend. You
That's
just
our
gotta
friend?
hit the. Yeah, you just gotta hit the phoenix.
The what?
The phoenix, the
Phoenix.
giant red bird.
Oh, hang on. I don't see a giant red bird.
Well, this has been very confusing for you.
Yes, it has. Okay, anyway, so where is it in front of me?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's touching you
Okay,
basically.
I'm gonna hit it
Pretty
twice,
much.
and then I'll reload the game.
Okay.
Hang on. The fuck. Weird.
What's wrong?
He doesn't see anything.
I can't click on anything on my character sheet. It's fucked up.
On the character sheet itself?
Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna close it and open it again. Fuck going on? I think my PC's gonna.
Too many
Nope.
games of tic-tac-toe today,
Nope.
huh?
Nope. She's come back. I don't know what she's doing. But she's come back. Okay. Let's try this again.
Use the Schwartz.
Okay.
All right. 30 does hit. Alrighty. As your staff wails into it, a bit of the fiery flame of this creature bounces off onto you. You two take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
1 whole point of damage.
Con save. Stunning strike.
So, of the very, very few creatures in the Monsters Manual, the Phoenix is one of the few that is actually immune to being stunned.
Okay.
So, go fuck yourself. 20 hits, yep. You take an additional 3 points of fire damage as you strike it with the second strike.
Sure.
24 hits as well.
There.
All right.
And
You strike into it. Bam, bam, bam. You try to ignore the fire, but it does burn away at you a little bit. An additional 6 points on that third strike.
okay, I'm going to try and push him back 15 yards, so strength save.
Strength save?
Yeah.
What's your DC?
What the fuck is my 3 to close? 15.
15? He saves.
Use luck. Okay.
Alrighty. Next up, at the end of your turn, he's gonna, after taking those hits from you, he's gonna do a legendary action to attack you with his beak. 31 against your AC, Tuck.
Oh, yeah.
You take 13 points of fire damage, and you are on fire.
Sweet.
Push
It's
him
the
off the
eagle's turn.
carpet.
How far up are we?
Hundreds of
Hi.
feet.
He's like,
All
I
right.
could have landed it. Had it
shit.
not been the size of 18 buildings, I could have made it perfect. You said eagles, yeah.
You were at least
Alright,
1,200 feet above the ground.
Yeah. How far away are the eagles from this thing? I realize they're down below, so I don't know what the cross section.
Based on the falling rate of the Aarakocra and your timing of summoning the eagles, they are probably, let's say, 50 feet below the rest of you.
All right, cool.
They are carrying unconscious Aarakocra on their backs.
Perfect. So can they fly at the Phoenix? This one's about 40 feet in one direction, and then you said 50 in the other. So what's the cross section of that? Oh, that's well within 80. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have it fly up and attack.
Okay.
I'll do the same with the other one. If that one was in range, this one definitely is.
Yep.
All right. Multi-attack.
All right.
One with its beak and one with its talons. I'll do beak, talon, beak,
Okay. I assume it's probably not supposed to have advantage.
Nope,
on.
it wasn't. Yeah,
Okay.
but, so 8, 25,
The-
11, 10.
The crit will hit. The rest of them will not. All right. You got one really hard hit from the talons of one of the creatures. On that hit, that particular individual is taking a little bit of fire damage. 9 to be exact.
Okay.
Alrighty. Kent, you're up.
Okay. Two things. If Isn't is amenable to this, I'd like to see if I can trade places, and I know that may provoke an attack of opportunity, but I would like to shimmy past him, and then I'm assuming that wouldn't take my action, that'd be more my movement.
It would be your movement, yeah.
So, like, can we both agree to switch places here?
If you agree, yeah, sure.
Yeah, for sure. Sweet.
Okay.
Awesome.
We'll say it does burn 5 feet of your movement on your turn then, but that's fine. You can still switch.
Where else will I go?
True point.
So I'm going to do that.
Okay. He is going to attack you with his beak as you retreat.
I figured you would.
30 to hit. You take 14 fire and you are on fire.
14 fire, and I'm on fire. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, hold on. Let me just deduct that real fast.
Kick-ass music, by the way.
Okay, 64. And then I'm going to turn around, and why the fuck not? I'll try casting Disintegrate at it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Don't
Alright,
count
Dex.
the evocation, by the way. That's not a.
Yeah. All right. Dex save. He is going to use a legendary resistance to save.
Alright.
Will. And you are muted in Discord right now, so.
Yeah, see, I'm talking to my mute button. Will's going to say,
You really
Got a
need to
flag
ban
out.
it to a push to talk.
no, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
All right.
Rather than muting and unmuting yourself, you really ought to try bounding it to a push to talk.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I'm trying to think of something. We'll say, all right, guys, got to fly, and he strums a quick chord on his lute, and I'm using my lute to cast, or not, the mandolin rather, to cast fly.
Sure.
Going to move away, and as I can healing word as a bonus action, correct? Because I haven't cast a
Because
spell.
you used an item as an action, so as a bonus action you can cast a spell from your spell slot. Yes.
All right. Who has been injured? No one has really
Tuck.
been injured badly. Has Tuck been injured badly?
Tuck's taking a little bit of fire damage.
All right, I'll throw a healing word Tuck's way. And let me just roll that real quick.
Tuck and Kent are both on fire.
I only do one at a time. Let's do Tuck. I'll cast it at level 2. There you go. 12 points for Tuck.
12 hit points back to Tuck.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Dr. Toomes is going to disengage in action, thinking that he'd rather not engage this creature directly. Especially because he seemed really mad at him, especially. And that's all he's going to do for his turn. Tegan.
Give me 1 second, because I have some ideas, but it's really fast. So, just out of curiosity, on a reaction, the reaction has to be in regards to some event, right, that happens to me?
Pretty much, yeah. It's there has to be a triggering event, like you take an attack or somebody moves out of range.
Okay.
What?
All right.
Okay.
Exactly how far up are we from the ground?
About 1,200 feet.
1,200 feet. Okay. All right.
Give or take.
Yeah, I had an idea, but I'm going to do something different.
Excuse me.
Not nearly as fun or entertaining, but so what I will do is I will first summon a healing spirit.
All right.
And I'm going to put it on top of Tuck. And then I am going to step off the carpet. And as I fall, I'm going to use Wild Shape to shift into a giant eagle myself.
All right.
And then I am going to fly this way.
Alrighty.
And that will be my action and my bonus action and movement. So, all good.
All right. Tuck, if you haven't already, give yourself 4 hit points from the healing spirit. At the end of Tegan's turn, it isn't.
All right, so I'm gonna give him the 1-2.
Just hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
There's that real quick as well.
All right. 17
That's
does not hit.
All right, that's Mariner's Revenge, and then there's my sneak attack.
Okay. You take 8 points of fire damage as you slice across the fiery wings of this creature.
Worth it. All right, that's it.
All right. He is up at the top of the round. The Phoenix is going to use its fiery form in order to push itself basically through the carpet on top of all of you. And as it pushes through, everybody within that area is going to take 7 points of fire damage. And the carpet begins to burn.
Fair enough.
While in there, he is going to attack. Let's say Tuck, because he hit it last. So Tuck is going to strike you with its beak for 13 fire, and then it's going to swipe at you with a talon for an additional 21 fire, and you are still on fire.
Shit.
Ka is up next. At the start of Ka's turn, he takes an additional... no, I take that back. Hang on. Yeah, I take that back. It's Ka's turn. Never mind.
Do my eagles get opportunity attacks?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how multi-attack works. Do I get to do
No.
one or the other?
One strike.
Which one do I get to do? Yeah,
Your choice.
Does it pick one?
They're-
My choice? Okay.
they're- Your choice. It's just a melee attack of your choice for opportunity attack. That hits. That one does not. For the one that hits, he does take 4 points of fire damage.
Alright. So I did 10 slashing. Sorry,
Alrighty.
so it's Ka's turn, and he will attack.
Mhm.
And miss.
Miss. Alrighty. Kurt, rather.
Kurt's gonna use his melee weapons. Something he didn't want to do, but here he is. And attack with both.
Alright.
Oh, also,
20.
You said 7 damage before, right? For the fire? Or was it?
Yes.
Yeah, 7. So I need to not take that much.
Alright.
Okay.
23 will hit. 23 will hit. Alrighty. You take 1 point of fire damage as you strike Gambit of the fire leaping out onto your chains.
So if I'm resistant and 1 divided by 2 is 0.5 and you always round down, do I take any?
Take 1 point of damage.
Sure.
All
Do
right.
I feel the cold damage did extra damage since this thing is made of fire, or that it just did a normal?
It doesn't look like this creature has any vulnerability to frost now. The fire is so intense within this legendary creature that it does not seem to have any sort of vulnerability to even the paltry magic of your weapons.
Gotcha.
At the end of your turn, it's going to
the
bite at you.
Snake's going to attack him as a
Okay.
react.
Miss.
Doesn't hit. All right.
At the end of your turn, peek. You take 17 points of fire and you are on fire.
I'll take 8 points of fire.
Alright. You are on fire. Tuck, at the start of your turn, you take 6 points of fire damage. And you're up.
Yep. Is he?
The fire that is this creature's body is essentially engulfing all of you.
For that healing spirit, does it start when Tuck starts, or when Tuck starts, or when Crawl starts?
It would start when Tuck starts, so you can actually roll the, what is it, D6?
Okay, I wasn't curious, or I was curious, I wasn't sure.
3 hit points back.
Okay, I'm gonna hit him again.
Okay.
In for penny, in for pound, I guess. Where the hell's my fucking character? There it is.
That hits. Alright. The strike causes you to take 10 points of fire damage.
Yeah.
16 misses. You swipe at just loose fire. 28 hits. Alright. The second strike, you take 3 points of fire damage. But you get one good swing in with the staff, you get one good punch in, you watch as the fire begins to kind of shift a little bit, and then shortly begin to almost intensify. At the end of your turn, it's going to make another beak attack against you as a legendary action.
Yep.
None of the 19. Really, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I have 20.
Yes, you do. Eagles.
Eagles will move in and try to attack it, I guess.
23 hits, 10 does not. The rest of those don't. The 23 is the only one that hits. Alright, the one that hits takes 3 points of fire damage. But it does get a slice in.
Okay. They're done.
Alright. At the end of their turn, he's going to burn his last legendary action, make a beak attack against you, Dr. Connors. Wow. Okay. Not good with the legendary actions
Shove
this
his
time
beak
around.
right up his ass.
Ugh! Kent,
Okay.
start of your turn.
Okay. Few questions, real fast. Go ahead.
You take 7 points of fire damage.
Yeah. I got you. Few questions, real fast.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
You're on fire.
I almost closed the window. Okay. All right. I don't know phoenixes that well, or maybe I do. I don't know. Could I determine in any way how old this phoenix is?
Make a history check.
Okay.
See what you know about phoenixes.
Oh, please roll high. Did I roll high?
Nope. You rolled an 8.
Sorry, I have a different screen on. So,
Yeah, you don't know.
all right. So, do I know anything about phoenixes with an 8?
Not really.
They're hot.
You know the legends that they're hot. You know the legends that they're really, really difficult to kill if it's at all possible to kill them.
Okay. Very difficult to kill. Obviously. So, see if you'll allow this, and I'm not trying to be too smart for my own good. Being that the bird just made a critical failure on its bite attack, and seeing the opportunity come in, can Kent take his potion out, the one that de-ages you,
Mm-hmm.
and Misty step it, like with his hand, right into its mouth?
I'm gonna say, go ahead and make it an intelligence check against the Phoenix's dex.
Oh, fuck me. This is not going to go well. Alright, just straight up int check. Alright.
Yep.
Whoa! Okay. You're gonna have to roll a 20, my friend.
So here's the good news.
Uh-huh.
You successfully Misty Step.
Uh-huh.
Here's the bad news. You successfully Misty Step on top of the beak.
This thing has fucking 26 dexterity or whatever.
Well,
That's craziness.
alright. So I'm on top of the beak, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Am I holding on to it?
Kind of.
I haven't dropped the potion.
No.
Can I try to throw it in his mouth?
It's going to try to resist you if you do. So, here's what I'll say.
Put it in his nostril.
As you uncork it and you try to kind of shift it in its mouth, you're going to have to do what you can to try to hold yourself steady. So I allowed you to get to the top of its mouth with the Misty Step.
Mm-hmm.
The check was basically to see if you got it in its mouth straight away, and you didn't. So if you're going to try to hold on and shove this thing in its mouth, I'm going to need you to make an athletics check to try to hold on.
I'll give it my best.
You are thrown off of the beak and start falling.
Okay.
I'll commend
That
the
was
effort.
not
though.
a voice of concern.
There's birds. It's fine.
Will, you watch this happen. What's your movement speed there, Belle?
Probably 60.
Okay, sure.
You're muted.
You're muted, by the way.
Well, yeah, you're not muted in Discord, but there's nothing coming through.
Yeah. Or
Now you're muted in Discord.
now you're muted in Discord, but you weren't talking. That's why.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I did push to talk, but it still mutes it on and off when I hit control, so it's weird. It's like doing both now. But anyway,
Weird.
I'm going to try to take a full move and catch him.
Okay. So
What do you need me to do?
you're able to successfully make your way over to his general direction as he's falling. I will need you to make an acrobatics check to try to grab a hold of him as he's falling.
Just for clarification, real fast.
Mm-hmm.
I was on top of him. I fell off.
Yep.
How far have I fallen so far?
The general rule of thumb is a rate of 10 feet every 6 seconds. At
So
the start of Whale's turn, you're probably only falling about 10 feet.
Okay, and real fast, a turn is what?
6 seconds. So at the end of 6 seconds, you will fall in 60 feet on the start of your next round. Fortunately, Will catches you, so
Okay.
you're still... He catches as you start falling, you fall about maybe... you fall maybe just shy of 10 feet. Will kind of swoops in right underneath the phoenix, right underneath the carpet that is on fire, and catches you.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's your action for the turn. Are you doing anything else?
I don't think I can. I think healing word. I at least need my hands. No. Healing word is just strictly verbal. So I'll cast a healing word on Kintaris as a bonus action if you'll allow it.
Sure.
Also at second level.
All right. Alrighty. 13 hit points back to you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Dr. Toomes will shout from a distance.
That's a Lord
I will do
Mayor
what you
he
can
is.
to try to keep your distance. It'll be deadly when it goes off. And he is going to swoop around and strutting out his wing. It'll be, say, javelin the thing, but for him it's a dagger. He's going to fire a dagger at this phoenix, which does not land. Tegan.
Okay. For my bonus action, I'm going to move my healing spirit around. The gods are still on the carpet, so they can all get benefits of that.
Okay.
And then, for my movement, I'm going to fly underneath Kintaris
Mm-hmm.
and say, Will, let go of Kintaris so he can land on me.
That's what it sounds like.
Hopefully through some telepathy and some intelligence, he'll figure out what I want him to do.
Will, you see...
Give me an
Tegan
insight check.
formed it. Sure, go for it.
Insight versus performance.
Tegan's this bird. He kind of flies over. He's calling a bit. You're not quite sure what he wants. You think he wants you to drop Kent?
We don't have time to eat now, you stupid bird.
Well, if he isn't going to let go of him, all I'm going to do is I'm going to use the rest of my movement speed to move down, like towards the ground from where I'm at.
Okay. If that's going to be the case, the Phoenix is going to take an attack of opportunity against you.
That's fine.
Isn't he like way down underneath Kent anyways? I don't think he'd be
No.
in range, right?
Nope. They're still technically just within range. He
Okay.
wouldn't be in range. If Will didn't act right away, then Kent wouldn't be in range.
Okay.
Because Will caught him within the span of just under a second, so...
I'm with you.
As you're dropping down, he is going to hit you with his beak. You take 15 fire, and you're on fire.
Okay.
All right. Isn't you're up?
What does he mean by deadly when it goes off?
You want to make an insight check or a history check?
I'm
Well-
asking the group, Sarda, but I can make a history check.
I think it means it explodes, you idiot.
When it gets wounded enough, it explodes.
It's a phoenix.
I hope I don't kill it then. Here we go.
23 hits. All right, it takes that slash. You take 6 points of fire damage as you slice in.
All right, and then there's Tender Strike.
All right, that hits as well. You take an additional 2 points of damage. The fire is beginning to shimmer and simmer a little bit, but it's still at it. At the top of the round, he's going to go, and because you just did some nasty hits on it, I think he's going to attack you, Isn't? He's going to start with the beak. You take 17 points of fire damage, and you're on fire. He will swipe in with the claws, and you will take an additional 21 points of fire damage from those. As he is swiping away at those of you on the carpet, those of you who are just around it, or notice that the edges of the carpet are beginning to burn and singe. Ka's up.
I think Ka's gonna do what he can to pat the fire out here. Well, let me ask you this: if he does pat the fire out, is it gonna set back on fire immediately? Since we're like on top or underneath or wherever we are in comparison to.
Based on the positioning of the Phoenix itself, you get the impression that it's going to kind of stay on fire so long as the Phoenix is around it.
All right, Ka's gonna bite him.
All right. 21 hits. All right. He does bite into him. No damage from poison. And as he bites in, Ka will take 2 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Alrighty. At the end of Ka's turn, the Phoenix is going to use a legendary action to make a beak attack against Isn't. 14 points of fire damage against Isn't.
Why? What the fuck?
Because you hit it really, really hard. Are you down?
Yeah,
Alright.
one turn. Took me from full health to nothing.
Tuck, you take...
What? Nope. My turn.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. You're on fire, so you take 1d10. And because you're concentrating on the eagles, when you take the damage, you'll need to make a con save.
Okay.
The eagles disappear, and the Aarakocra who are unconscious on their backs begin to fall.
All right. I'm going to maneuver the carpet away
Okay.
from this flaming bird.
Dr. Toomes will yell, "Don't worry, I'll get them!"
All right, that's fine too. But we're gonna travel away from this fiery bird, my friend. What's the movement speed of the carpet?
It's 30 feet, so...
Cool.
Just drag yourself in the direction you want to go, and I will drag everybody else over there. Alright. Relative to where everybody else is. Yep, that's right. That was Tegan's healing spirit, right?
Yes.
So it probably
need you-
doesn't move, right?
It wouldn't move, but the other thing is you took damage earlier, so
Oh,
which means
yeah,
you still
yeah,
have to
yeah.
concentrate on the spell.
Yeah.
So you need to make a con save as well. All right, that's still there, but it doesn't move. You're right. Okay, you move. As you move that, the Phoenix is going to attempt to make a bite attack against you, Kurt, as an attack of opportunity, which I think will miss. Nope, it won't.
Nope, it hits.
All right. Additional 12 points of fire damage coming your way.
All right. And I'll use my attack to shoot my bow.
Okay.
Well, actually, I still have a bonus action, so I'll put Hunter's Mark on it, which I'll link,
Thank you.
and now I'll attack it with my bow.
Okay. All right, 20 hits. You watch as the
Six
spirit of the
slashing.
wolf. You watch as the spirit emanates from the wolf and impales itself into the fiery form, which is beginning to coalesce into a more bird-like shape as you move the carpet away. The
Right.
Phoenix cries out and looks back in your direction.
It doesn't need to look over here. Close your eyes, Phoenix. It'll all be over soon.
It's actually going to use a legendary action to swoop. So it's going to move up to its movement speed to go right back on top of you. Will and Kent, you can make attacks of opportunity. Will, you're kind of holding on to Kent. Kent, you can try to swing in with your staff if you want.
I'm kind of holding a potion in my hand.
Okay. So it flies in then, and it's going to attempt to slice.
Wait.
I'm
What about
sorry.
Tegan? Don't I get an attack opportunity?
You flew down, remember?
I just
What's
said
the-
that. You said he was within range to be attacked by the Phoenix, and then so what?
That is
Yeah,
true. You
okay.
were able to attack him.
What are you talking about?
No, he's right. Kelly's right. I flew
Tegan
straight
flew down. The Phoenix made an attack of opportunity
Oh,
against
it
him.
was an attack.
The Phoenix
of
went again.
opportunity.
Yeah, made an attack of opportunity as Tegan flew down. You and Will are still technically within his range. You could make an attack of opportunity. Tegan can't. He flew down. So the Phoenix is going to use its two other legendary actions to swoop, which allows it to move up to its speed and attack with its talons. Because of its fiery form, it's going to basically get right back on top of the carpet. And because you're all entering its fiery form, those of you who are in the carpet and around that area will take 4 points of fire damage. That's going to count as one immediate death fail for Isn't.
Yep.
And then he's going to attack with his talons against Dr. Connors. Dr. Connors, you take 16 points of fire.
Aren't you fire resistant?
Yeah, I've just been taking half the whole time.
You take half. Yep. Kent, you're up.
Hmm. Me and Will are about this, like, pretty much on the same level. We only fell 10 feet down, right?
You probably only fell maybe about 5 feet down.
Alright. So I'm only 5 feet down.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to ask, but is this close enough to try that same maneuver again and get that potion into its mouth? It's a big
Misty Step
token.
Step is
Why?
30 feet.
It is 30 feet.
Here's what I'll say. If you want Will to basically swing you in that general vicinity, I'll let you Misty Step and try that same thing again.
I'd like to.
Okay.
If Will would be amenable to moving me a little closer.
Yes, of course.
All right.
I mean, if you want to wait until my action, I go right after you.
Can I do that, Kelly? Can I cast the spell as a bonus action and do the action on his turn?
For the sake of what you're trying to do, I'll say yes. You can ready
Okay.
all that shit on his turn.
Okay. All right. Give
Okay.
it
And
another shot.
All right. In that case, Will, go ahead and move where you want to move and do what you want to do. It is your turn.
All right, I'm going to move, I guess, closer to it.
Okay.
Is that
Greg,
close
Kent
enough?
along.
For
That's close
Kent?
enough.
Kent, is that? All right, and then as a bonus action, I'm going to sing something inspiring to give him a die of bardic inspiration. So it's a D10
What a
in
hero.
addition. You can add to whatever you're about to do. And I'm going to ready my Ray of Frost, which I'll fire off as soon as I can, as soon as he does his thing.
Okay.
All right. So Misty Step to get the
Okay.
damn potion into its mouth.
Okay. We're gonna make this another int versus dex.
All right, that's fine.
And remember, you can add a D10.
I'm adding a D10.
Okay. All right. All of you watch.
Just enough.
All of you watch as the fiery creature swarming around the carpet. Its beak cries out in a loud shriek. Right before it begins to close down, you see Kent. Smoke appear right around him. He's holding a potion in one hand. You're basically holding its beak aloft, and it looks at you in surprise for a minute. And you just take the potion, chuck it down the throat of this creature, and we'll say you leap back onto the carpet, and you'll watch as this creature chucking the potion begins to shrink down in size. Let me find the potion and see its total effects.
I couldn't find it earlier. I thought you gave it to us as a white call. I know I wrote it down at one point, but
The creature looks at him in surprise. We all look at him in surprise.
Potion of dim-munition.
Well, that just reduces. That reduces its size. You were saying something about its age.
This is its age, I believe. It was one of the cards I pulled. It was a wondrous
potion
item.
of.
Yeah. I just don't see it now in the thing.
I know what you're talking about. Here's what I'll say. Given the age of this creature, I'm just going to roll a D100, and his age is going to reduce by about that much. Okay. You watch as the creature shrinks by about 2 sizes.
Fair enough.
And then I'd like to
Be
blast
about
it with a ray of frost.
Go for it. Yes, that hits. All right. One thing I forgot, Kemp, because you are on fire, you do take 4 fire.
Fair enough.
At the end of your... No, you already burned over the reaction. Take that back. Dr. Toomes looks going to swoop down just beyond some of the cloud sight and try to make his way towards the Aarakocra, trying to pick them up. Tegan, you're up. At the start of your turn, you take 2 points of fire damage.
It's fine. Do that now.
Did you reduce the fire damage on your eagle from the other attack you took? The attack of opportunity?
No, it was 14.
Okay, so you took a
Giant
total of
eagle.
16.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the token. It shows 26 there still.
I'm doing. I did as temporary hit points.
Okay.
So it's on his sheet.
Yeah, on my sheet. Sorry. I guess I could have done on the eagle too.
All right. Probably best that you didn't.
Okay. That probably messed me up anyway.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Where did the temp hit points come from?
That's the eagle's hit points.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Right, I just put the eagle's hit
You're
points.
tracking it.
Right.
I gotcha. Okay.
It's just easier for me to do it that way than to try to figure out all the mechanics on the eagle.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So hold on. Let's think what I was doing here. Okay. Yeah. No, I know what I want to do. All right. So the eagle has 80 feet movement.
Sure.
So I want to.
Before I forget, you'll need to make a con save to see if you maintain the healing spirit.
I could care less about the healing spirit. You just take it off.
Okay.
I'm having a lot more fun than that with this turn.
Okay.
So you can get rid of it. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna move 20 feet this way.
Which way? Oh.
All right. 1, 3, 4. And then I'm going to go 60 feet up.
All right.
Straight
You
up.
rise right back up into the air.
Okay. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you say in an entire turn I would fall about 60 feet, and we're over 1,200 feet up in the air.
60
All
feet
right.
in one round. Yeah. So
Okay.
basically, if you broke form, if you didn't adjust your falling speed in any meaningful way, you would drop 60 feet.
Which is about where I'm at level at this when I started this round.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna use my bonus action to switch out of eagle form.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna get rid of that.
Okay. You appear in elven
And
form. You start falling.
Yep. And then I'm going to cast this on Isn't.
All right. You John Woo heal him to full. Well, almost full.
And then yep, I'm gonna free fall for while I'm free falling, since I'm on fire, I'm going to be using the speed of my fall to kind of pat myself out and hopefully put out the fire.
Patting yourself out would be an action, so.
Okay. All right, then.
I think he's trying to make the wind put him out.
Yeah, I'm free falling, so.
That's usually not how wind works when heavy fire is
Okay.
involved.
All right,
Memphis
fine.
Belle would disagree with you.
You go grab a match and drop it 60 feet. You let me know.
If that's the case, fine. I can
How do you
still
think
be
bellows work?
fire for now.
They work by introducing an exact amount of oxygen into a very small environment, as
Also
opposed
true.
to the open.
I'm just
air.
saying he has to fall a lot more before the flames actually start going out.
Okay, fair enough. How far do I have to fall for the flames to go out?
We'll find out. Don't want to keep falling.
I'm 1,200 feet over. I can free fall for a while.
That was the best DM answer I've ever. We'll find out.
Okay.
You're free falling. Isn't.
Yep.
You are at the start of your turn, because you're still technically on fire.
Yep.
You take 2 points of fire damage, but you have been otherwise significantly healed. A lot of the burns have
Why are
otherwise
you
been
rolling
gone.
at that
Hey,
side?
you got 70 healing.
Oh,
Isn't-
hey, I didn't even see that.
Yeah,
There
you got super healed. So
Sweet.
Don't let me go through all that and you don't even take the hit points.
Jesus.
So I take
have
2
fun with
fire
this
damage.
drow.
you take 2 fire damage. It's your turn. You are unconscious, kind of lying down on the carpet, which is kind of on fire.
Well, then I'll like half my movement to stand up.
Mhm.
So now as a tiny bird, my question here now is, does that mean the explosion will be smaller?
Probably.
Then I stab it once more.
Okay.
I like
That
that.
hits. That hits.
There's that. And then sneak attack, tender strike.
All right. Tender strike will land as well. On both strikes, you're still taking a respective 1d10, so another 7 points of fire damage as that comes in. All right. So you get up, you kind of get up quickly on your feet. You see that this bird has suddenly become smaller. In the midst of the battle, you don't question it. You just go in for the stab. You watch as the fire around this creature begins to swirl in and implode. Well, not implode, it's an explosion. But it begins to kind of swirl around, it pulsates for a little bit, and the fire begins to shoot outwards. And I need anybody. It's a much smaller bird, so anybody within 30 feet of it. You're up in the air, Tegan, so it's not going to hit you. Will, it is going to hit you. So everybody but Tegan to make
Dex save?
a dex save, yes.
Hey!
All right. Because he is smaller, the DC is only 15. Normally it'd be 20. So
Would you say that
I
this
take
is
no
a
damage.
magical fire?
it's a natural part of the phoenix, just like a breath is a natural part of a dragon.
Yeah, but aren't phoenixes magical?
for the sake of the magic resistance, it does not resist the explosion of the fire damage. It's again, I can pull out the tweet from Jeremy Crawford, who's the lead designer. The breath of a dragon is not considered magical for the purposes of magic resistance. The breath of a dragon, although the dragon might be considered quote unquote a magical creature, the breath of a dragon is considered a natural part of being a dragon. Therefore, the fire of a phoenix, even though the phoenix is a magical creature, is considered a natural part of being a phoenix. And so, therefore, you would not apply your standard magical resistances against it. Magical resistances would apply to a spell or to the effect from a magic item,
So it only apply to things that are pulled from the weave, basically.
more or less.
Okay.
Okay, so Ka fails rather, and Kent fails.
Yes.
Those of you who succeed take half damage,
Nope.
or no damage depending on who you are. But it's
Yes.
only going to be 4 points, so there you go.
So we take 2 or 4.
Half damage if you succeed, so 2 points.
So I take 4.
You take 4.
Okay.
And as its form begins to kind of burst out this final bit of flame, you watch as there's an egg-shaped cinder that remains where this creature was, and it just begins to plummet straight down.
Can Will?
You're out of combat.
Can I try to catch it?
Sure.
Yeah, Will wants to try to catch it.
Make an acrobatics check.
I would like to jump off the carpet as well and dive and try.
Okay.
What do I need to
You
do for
dive.
that?
Make another acrobatic check. DC's going to be higher because now it's falling pretty fast.
Sorry, I walked away, but I was gonna say the same thing, Miles. Acrobatics,
All right.
Miles.
Oh, yeah, that's a dex save. So 1 sec, sorry. Yeah, there you go.
All right, you jump off the carpet. You're trying to catch up to this thing, and now you're free falling. Same as Tegan, by the way. You're all just kind of free. Will's flying. You just straight up can't reach the egg. The other two of you are free falling.
Can I
You know what?
Can I catch up to it with my flight or no?
Are you fucking kidding me? I have a plus 13. Oh, it's automatic 10 though. Hey.
Okay, isn't you take because the cinder is blazing hot.
You're good.
24 points of fire damage.
I'm okay with that.
You're also the wind will push you out eventually as you're dropping down. Tegan will say the same with you.
Okay. Then
Kent,
my
you will say you
action-
pat. Kent will
Oh.
say you pat yourself out as an action at some point. I will say, for the sake of everything, those of you who are on fire, go ahead and just add an extra 2 points of fire damage to yourselves, but you managed to pat yourselves out.
So as I'm falling, I'm gonna pull out the balloon backpack and put it on, and inflate up and gently fall to the ground.
Okay. It's going to be a long fall.
That's
You you catch the cinder in your hands. Isn't it? Is you managed to stop it from falling, but it is blazing hot. As you're kind of trying to do what you can to hold on to this thing, Dr. Toomes will shout from a distance, "You know you can let that fall. It is a phoenix, not going to explode on impact."
I grip it tighter. What's that? It'll explode on impact? Yeah.
You take another 7 points of fire damage as you grip this literal ember closer to your body.
So I'm gonna try and do my best to make sure it's getting the brunt of the wind though to cool off.
Okay.
Quick question.
Mhm.
I am still plummeting, so
No,
Yep.
Yeah, so am I.
I know that you are. Quick question.
Eventually, Dr. Toomes will catch the both of you,
I
especially
was
the
just
egg.
gonna have some eagles catch it, but
Okay.
that's fine. That's
Okay. Never mind.
The spare Aarakocra will catch Dr. Connors. Dr. Toomes will catch Isn't himself and will begin to take you towards the ground.
Whew.
Those of you on the carpet following suit?
Yeah, well, but we are not going to, put it like it's in a fucking dive bomb to go after the goddamn egg. We're
I just
gonna nuzzle it down like a little bit.
I pictured
Okay.
I pictured in my mind when I said I was diving it, like my guy goes, there's like a real heavy sigh, and just claps his hand together and just dives off the fucking carpet.
And
See,
I'll motion over to Kent to bring the carpet underneath me so I can land on it.
Yeah, I'll give it a little giddy up and see if we can get that going.
Okay. The carpet actually flies even after you put out the fire. Bits of the carpet are pretty badly burnt, and it flies. It flies a little erratically to some degree. But you do manage to catch Tegan on the way down, and begin to manage to make your way down.
The best part about that whole thing is first I'm picturing all the people jumping off the carpet, and I'm picturing that scene from Deadpool 2, where literally the one regular guy, Pete, is like, doing the fucking dive all out of the airplane, and he's like, just has that fucking look on his face.
You know, in those really old cartoons when they get up really, really high on a diving board and like dive off into a very small pool. That's what I imagine my guy doing.
Okay.
Very like controlled.
You eventually make your way down to the ground. Dr. Toomes will check on the Aarakocra, make sure they're fine, and then wander up to you, especially Isington, and will say, "Well done, all of you. You mind letting go of that boy? You don't want to be careful not to burn yourself some more."
I will lightly put it on the ground in front of us.
Okay. He will take out what looks to be some sort of inspection glass and begin to kind of very closely examine it. He takes out some sort of apparatus you don't recognize. Dr. Connors, you recognize it as a means of taking temperature, usually involving weather. He moves a little bit closer, reads the temperature, nods, and says, "This will work perfectly. We'll begin to take it back to the lab immediately."
I'm curious as to what he's doing with a phoenix egg in a lab.
This man makes phoenixes better.
How? They're already fucking fire.
Yes.
He says,
untamed fire.
"We do what we can to try to tame some certain species. A phoenix is a very free spirit. We're hoping to use the embers of this latent egg. It's very useful for tempering adamantium, which is what I need for my newest upgrade." And he points to his wings.
Wait, don't we have an extra adamantium sword?
Nope. No, we do
Oh,
not.
that's right. You're making fangs out of it. That's right. Are you?
We have no extra adamantium here.
I forgot about that. How much would you pay
realize
for
Dr.
adamantium?
Toomes is a very skilled smith making these wings. I
He
mean,
sure
maybe
is.
he could make the fangs that you're thinking about.
Or yeah, he could. We could go do that. I have a few ideas I'd like to run by him. Use his mind as well as his skill.
I'm intrigued by his want to use a phoenix egg to smelt. So I will follow him.
You're all following him back to the tower.
If he'll have us,
Yeah.
if he wants guests.
He says, "Well, you're always welcome. I am afraid I have little skill at forging anything but myself, save for
Of
the
course.
project here for us."
I can make wings that make me fly, but fuck you.
He says, he looks at you curiously, saying, "I'm sorry, were you hoping I could craft something for you?"
Nope. I guess not. Maybe just run a few ideas by you, but we can figure that out when we get back to your town.
"Oh, come along." He has the Aarakocra begin to secure the egg in some sort of apparatus that's used to safely transport it, and you guys begin to make your way back to his tower.
Does anyone have mending?
As a spell?
Yeah, as a spell. Yeah, I think it's a
No.
cantrip.
No, I don't believe I do.
Will, you have like 18,000 cantrips. Do you have mending?
I do not.
All right. All right, we follow him back then. I take.
All right. Yep. You follow them back to the tower. The tower looks like it has its familiar sheen. He leads you back up towards the common room on the second floor, and the large table in the center of the room where previously a bunch of food once stood as part of a feast. He now has all sorts of scientific apparatuses set up, alchemical equipment. He has the egg set up in one of the nearby rooms near what appears to be some sort of hastily assembled blacksmithing forge. You can see there are metal strips nearby, coupled together with clumps of feathers, as well as other miscellaneous metallic strips that look to be maybe iron or steel.
I'll pipe up as you guys gonna be a while in here?
I don't know. Maybe it's possible.
You gonna be here more than 4 hours?
Sure.
All right, then I'm gonna ask Dr. Toomes. May I use the room we used before and just kind of go meditate and rest?
By all means.
Thank you, and I will go do so. Tempting to get a long rest while they're doing whatever.
Yeah. We'll. I'm not entirely sure why we're here either, but okay. Will's going to take a long rest as well.
Well, while they're resting, I'll be talking science.
I'm gonna take a rest as well.
Oh, Will, before you retire, can I have that sword out of the bag, please?
Yeah. Not a problem.
Thank you, sir.
Hand it over.
All right, Dr. Toomes. I have at my disposal this sword made of adamantium.
Impressive looking.
Well, I'd like it to be more impressive by making my snake's attacks magical. And
I'm sorry, you want to make your snake's fangs out of adamantium?
well, I know there's several types of magic in this world. Perhaps maybe just a collar that would make his attacks magical or benefit him in some way. Or perhaps we could attach a blade to his tail. I don't care how it gets done. Any thoughts?
He says, well, I suppose it wouldn't be super difficult to get a blade on his tail if that's what you were hoping. As far as getting...
That's like the last resort.
He says, if you're looking to get the adamantium embedded onto the fangs themselves, that requires a special bit of blacksmithing. Far beyond my skill, but I do know of someone within the relative area.
I'd like it to be removable as well, just in case, it needs to come.
So you're trying to make slip-on fangs?
Maybe, yeah, sure. This is a world of magic. Anything's possible.
He says, I'm not intimately familiar with the means by which they are crafted. One I know, there's a recluse of sorts who lives by himself over in the Desarin woods north of the Red Larch, close to Westbridge. Crypt Garden Forest. And dangerous place that is. Ancient green dragon roams about the area called Old Gnawbones by the locals. But apparently he hides in some old dwarven ruins out that direction. It's called Logan, I believe. If you want some specialty crafted stuff with adamantium, he's an expert at it.
Perfect. That's all I needed to hear. If we need it melted down, do you care if we come back and, use your fort?
He says, well, you're certainly welcome to. Though I suppose you'd have to convince this blacksmith of yours to make his way out here. I'd certainly like to meet him myself.
I'll see what I can do. Also, Kent, I did not know that.
It's not easy. Like, they literally replace their fucking teeth.
I was, this is out of character, but I was reading online, there are these, things in the D&D world that you can give your animal. It's like a little ball and dissolves in their mouth and then makes their mouth coated in a magical metal, and then if you want to remove it, you give them a special brewed tea, which is easily made, and then when they drink it, it turns it back into the ball. So if worse comes to worse, I can search the world for those, but we'll see how it goes.
You have to tell me what those are because I don't know what they are off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'll have to find the link again. I was just Googling it at work. Anywho, we can go about our way.
Um,
Do we want to rest here and then head out?
I think that would be
Yeah,
for the
let's
best.
take that rest and then let's go to Red Larch.
Kelly, how bad does the magic carpet look?
It looks like it's been in the fender bender, we'll say.
Oh yeah, can we? Let me ask Toomes about this carpet and see if he has any improvements we could make or other ways we could get around. He is an expert on floor.
He looks around at the carpet. He says, oh, "Damn, that's a shame." Wrong accent. Damn, that's a shame. You know, I originally got this carpet from an information broker around here.
Oh, yeah.
Calls herself the Dark Lady.
Wow. You don't say.
Correct me if I'm
Mhm.
wrong, but that was basically right outside of Red Larch, right?
Pretty much.
Well, it looks like we're headed to Red Larch, boys.
Well, if we're gonna rest, before we travel on, I'm just going to fix my spell list here,
Okay.
and I'm going to prepare a few different ones.
Okay. While you're taking a long rest here, Kent, over the course of your sleep, you hear miscellaneous whispers. You can't make out a lick of what it is that it said, but they all feel dark.
Don't go into the portal.
They all feel dark. Gotcha.
You don't know how else to explain it.
Can't understand them at all. Not like a dream state where I could cast a thing on myself. I just hear whispers. Eh. Okay.
Fucking Friday the 13th happening to you right now?
A little bit.
But go ahead and give yourselves the benefits of a long rest, and you're just gonna make your way straight over to Red Larch then?
I think so.
Okay. The travel back to the village of Red Larch is rainy weather, kind of gloomy looking. The sky is overcast and dark. As you arrive back within the city itself, by the time you arrive in the city, it's kind of late in the evening. It's kind of early in the evening, excuse me. Most of the shops are, if not closed or getting ready to be closed, and lights are on. The streets themselves seem to be pretty empty. Nobody really wants to hang out in this weather.
Great night to do some underworld trading. It's my fence. I'll go visit my fence. Get some gems to move.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, Will is going to spend the first few hours trying to unload as much of our treasure as he can in the usual manner.
Okay, you head to Gaelker's, the wooden building, which is a good shop, and meet with your fence Malandro, who will take you into the back room and do the exchange.
All right. I assume I can find buyers for the mundane items: 3 suits of armor, set of leather chainmail, and elven plate armor. I have a stack of books, the erotic wall hangings.
Yeah, the asking around in order to save time, asking around, you can get market price for the bulk of that stuff between the blacksmith and everything. For the erotic paintings, the erotic stylized paintings, let me find it. There's actually the owner of the Helmet High Sun, which is the Ramshackle Tavern just across the inn, will actually buy those. And we'll hang them out close to the bar.
All right, good deal. All right, so we can sell everything. That's good. And then, yeah, all right, no, that's fine.
Oh, that's cool.
There's
We
anything
have
else
a-
you want to?
We have a rather large amount of magical items that we don't
Yeah, that makes
use.
sense.
Should we start looking to unload those, or do we just want to hold on to them?
We don't
If you
need
try
them.
to if you try to unload any of the magic items themselves here, it will be shared with you that they don't have enough in their own coffers to buy them. Magic items are very hard to sell, and even because they tend to go for quite a bit.
All right, so that's got to wait until we get, if we decide to do it, to a major city. That sounds
Yeah, for
reasonable.
the sake of this campaign, unless all of you decide to suddenly head out to Waterdeep or Neverwinter or something, for the sake of this campaign, you're stuck with your magic items
We couldn't go to Silver Moon?
And can we
or
get
Silver Moon or something.
Can I need to get a gold price for that adamantium sword. Need to get it. What do you call it?
I mean, the one that you gave over to
Appraised.
Dr. Connors?
Yeah, I'm
I need
paying.
to- I
I'm
need-
paying for it out of my share.
Yeah,
I
he's
just
going
need
to
know
pay
how
for
much
it,
it's
so I
worth.
just need I need an appraised value. That's all.
Okay, hang tight.
And I'm assuming the elven plate is just for purposes of selling the same value as any other plate.
So, what type of sword did I say it was?
A long sword.
Yep.
Okay.
Which
The
I gave back
adamantium.
to you, by the way, to carry because I didn't want to carry it on my person. So it's in your bag currently.
The adamantine blade itself will mark up the value. If you're gonna get it appraised, they'll tell you that depending on your buyer, you can get anywhere between 500 to 2,000 gold for it.
I'm going to call it 1,000.
Okay.
And the suit of plate armor sized for an elf. Nothing particularly special. It's just valued as a suit of plate armor, correct?
It would be valued as a suit of plate armor, yes.
That's worth more than the sword.
Yeah, there's more metal that goes into plate armor.
I got to do some math and figure this all out if you guys want to do stuff while I'm
That's fine.
calculating. I'll figure out everyone's share and put it in the chat. Oh, and then we need to have a meeting as far. All right, now you know what? Because I get the dates here. We need to have a meeting as far as what share or what cut we want to give to Isn't. And are we going to make him an official member of the Diamond Bears or not?
Yeah, he's got to go through hazing.
I think there should be a probationary period myself. He can pledge like
A
everyone else.
masturbationary period, if you will.
Well, I'm just gonna start roaming the city because I'm curious about what a city entails in the overworld.
Sure.
So
So
Hey,
while
good
the rest of
luck
the
roaming the city by yourself, Darky.
let's see how that turns out for you.
actually, go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm definitely gonna try and like keep what I am hidden. I'm gonna have hood up, pretty well covered.
So it's kind of rainy and kind of muddy, and like I said before, it's dark and the streets are empty. You're able to easily see yourself in the darkness, but as you're kind of wandering around, the idea of what this is kind of new to you. You can see these miscellaneous buildings, not made of rock, but of wood and cobblestone. And they have these lights on and miscellaneous candles. Some of them are out. You're wandering along, looking at some of these buildings. I will say for your benefits, because you weren't here at the start of the campaign, all the buildings with red roofs are places that you can visit if you want. If there's a specific area building you want to kind of explore.
I'm just kind of taking in the sights unless there's something in particular I think that you think my character would be interested in that he kind of like catches his eye to.
Wandering around the whole of the town itself, the one thing that might catch your attention is you see what appears to be at half work, sleeping next to a bunch of jars of pickles out in this muddy corner of the town here.
You're right, that definitely does catch my attention, and I'm curious why he's sleeping in the rain. I don't want to like wake him up, but I'm definitely gonna like approach a little bit, just be kind of curiously looking around.
Looking around, you can see there's a number of wagon tracks that kind of center around this area, which suggests heavy travel goes through here. But as of right now, there's only this one cart, and sleeping kind of by the cart in the midst of this muddy area is this half work next to a couple of jars of pickles, as well as some vats.
Like vats of more pickles?
Uh, pickling vats, basically.
Okay.
Keely, you said all the shops are closed, right? We got there a little too late. It's like the leather shop's not open or anything.
It would be beginning to close if you really wanted to stop in last minute.
I'd like to do that and look at purchasing some new leather armor.
Okay. Specific kind of armor?
You know what? I want it to be black leather.
Okay. They actually have some on sale in your size, so they'll just sell it to you straight.
Perfect. How much?
Let me find out.
All right. Thank you. And if there's a cape that goes with it, kind of a hooded cape.
They recognize you and the good you've done. They'll throw in the cape as a bonus.
All right. Cool.
Leather armor. Leather armor, regular leather armor is 10 gold.
Okay, I'll give him 25 for a full set.
Okay. I'll add for your benefit. They also have studded leather, which would be better armor for 50.
Yeah, let's make it studded. If I can get it kind of like a little fancier, that's fine.
Sure. I'll add for your benefit. I add that for your benefit because regular leather is 11 plus dex, studded is 12 plus dex, so you just get an extra one thrown in on there.
Okay. Yep, and I'll give him like 69 gold.
They appreciate the tip and will thank you generously.
So I can increase my dex by 1.
Your armor, your AC is 12 plus dex.
Will is going to, for everyone's cut, I'm cutting it 5 ways, so we can discuss what to give isn't afterwards, but I'm cutting it 5 ways and bagging it in 5 bags. Well, 4 bags, because I'm only going to hand out 4. The rest I'll put in my own. And Will's just going to go back to the inn and chill.
Did you already make the change, Kelly? Because 12 plus dex is already what I had, so I'm just trying to figure out.
I haven't changed anything.
Oh, okay. Well, I was already at 14, so alright. Not really sure why it was 1 higher than it should have been.
I think 12 plus dex is just normal leather armor, right?
Studded leather.
And what did he change to? Sorry, I didn't hear.
I don't know. What were you wearing before?
According to this, I had leather armor before. Nothing fancy.
Did you ever pick up enchanted leather armor somewhere along the way?
Nope. Not that I'm
I don't
aware
know.
of. Yeah. All right.
So leather armor is 11 plus dex, and studded is 12 plus dex.
Right. But my
Okay.
armor class was already at 14, so I'm not really sure how it was ever
Okay.
at 14 to begin with. All right. Well, no change then.
It may have been messed up
Good
when you had a shield equipped or otherwise changed back, and I misunderstood
the
what leather
shield.
armor you're wearing.
Okay. All right. Well, still good. I just wanted to be black
Sure.
leather. So, all right.
All right.
Thank you.
You're gothed up. All right. Any other business you're taking care of specifically in town?
Since I don't know what a pickle is, and I'm still staring at this guy, I want to take a pickle.
Okay.
Fucking
You're just
Darky
taking-
stealing stuff again.
Make a slight hand check with advantage.
Oh, well, there's that, and then here's the other one.
You grab a jar of pickles. This half orc is dead asleep.
I'm just gonna take a single pickle, and I'm just gonna take a bite of it.
It's a little. It's a taste you haven't had before.
Make a Constitution check to see if you throw up immediately, since pickles are nasty.
Walking on this.
He does not, because pickles are not nasty.
Pickles are delicious.
Hey, Kelly, can we? Has the Princess of the Apocalypse pretty much? Is that story arc done? If so, if we're just doing side quests at this point, I'm going to open a new tab in my sheet.
The Princess of the Apocalypse arc is over. It was done once you finished off the last of the. To an extent, I have one more thing I kind of want to tie in as part of the rest of it. We're in the process of shooting to the end of the story. I mentioned, I think, to you guys earlier, there are basically 3 paths in front of you. And depending on the order you take those paths is going to depend on how things kind of shake out. So.
Got it. All right, so I'm going to include the side quest on the sheet. Then that's fine.
Okay.
I know you're like, whatever, dude. I'm just trying. I like to bring order to the chaos here.
Sure.
I'm gonna walk back to the group with a jar of pickles in my hands.
Okay. You find your companions at this inn called the Helmet High Sun. You walk in. Initially, there's sort of a breathless stop by the innkeeper as you kind of enter in. But as you kind of wander in and sit next to your companions, there was sort of a relaxed sigh of relief and a bit of curiosity from some of the patrons in here, as this darky sits next to a bunch of these heroes of the valley.
Racist.
All right, you
Your
all
words, not
get-
mine.
As you enter the inn, as you go to sit with Will, he hands you a bag. I put in text what's in the bag, and you can just add that to your sheets because I'm clearing off my ledger. I'm zeroing everything out because we're distributed again.
Which isn't you find useful because you had no gold on you.
And ever since I drew that fucking card.
Where did you put it?
I
D&D chat.
Oh, in Discord chat. Okay.
Yeah, and then we have to decide once Isn't arrives. Will actually, when he sits down, now that we're all here, say, Isn't. So and he looks as stern as Will ever gets. He says, "We need to have a serious conversation." And will have clued everyone in so that we can kind of haze them a little bit. Membership in the Diamond Bears is a serious and sacred thing. If you were to continue traveling with us, there must be arrangements made, a reckoning. What are your intentions?
To sit here and enjoy whatever this is, and I take another bite of the pickle.
Well, if you're gonna roll with us, you're gonna need to be branded with the Diamond Bears logo, baby. And I puff out my chest.
You see, he's got this blinged out chest with the symbol of a bear, kind of blinged out in diamonds engraved on it.
Kind of entirely blinged out in diamonds.
You expect
There
me
you
to be able to sneak around with bedazzle on me?
Well, I don't care how you show your allegiance.
I'll lean over to Izzy and I go, now you know why I chose black leather.
So the diamonds would shine better when you get. This is like a gay ass biker gang. You all fucking go around with a diamond bear on their back and like leather gloves.
Uh,
I'm not, no offense. I appreciate you guys, but I'm not getting that anywhere
bro.
on me.
A diamond bear? A bear made of diamonds? You won't have it?
No.
Well, I just don't know what we're gonna do with this one.
I think I saw a tattoo parlor on the way in.
Oh, I did actually see a tattoo parlor. You could get it. You could get tattooed. Although I don't know.
Yes, a
I
tattoo
don't know how well.
a tattoo would be acceptable to me, says Will.
Well, where's all yours then? I want to see where all your markings are.
Secret.
Because you're not you can't
bar-
question the diamond bears. You're not even a member.
the bard has a tramp stamp. You don't want to see it.
Look, if you can't prove to me that you also have markings, I'm not going to get one as well. I'm the con man, not you.
Will will take his coat off, roll up his sleeve, and on his upper arm, you see the Diamond Bears logo tattooed on his upper arm.
Patent pending.
I take my cock in one hand and stretch it out, and you can see Diamond Bears written along the edge of my cock.
Except it's shrunk, so it's missing the D now.
Yeah.
I'm
It's a little
terrified
shrunk
I
up.
just witnessed that.
So is everybody else in the bar.
I'd like to head up to my room, and I'll be getting my own room if I can.
Kent, as you're heading up to your room, one of the maids in here will kind of step in front of you and will hand you a drink. And she says, "Compliments to the gentleman over there." And she gestures towards the bar where you see some sort of humanoid individual in a black cloak kind of just sitting by the bar.
Alright, two things. One, I'm not drinking that. I've already had too much shit happen in this bar. But I will go over to see if I know the gentleman.
If he doesn't drink it, Will.
Be my guest! And I'll hand it right to him.
He'll take it, and will start drinking it as he's walking up to the stage to begin to perform.
Okay. You take the drink. It tastes like cheap beer. Like the intent was to subtly draw attention without alerting the entire bar. But it goes down. You get up to perform. You begin to attract the attention of most everybody in the tavern. They are familiar with you, and they're excited to hear the stories that you have to tell. Kent, as you make your way to the bar, you see this individual as he turns and looks at you. Looks to be human. He's got a couple of scars around the side of his face, and you actually notice that the pupil in one of his eyes is completely gone. And he looks back up in your direction. He says, "You know you're not going to be able to hide out forever." You don't know who this is.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, but I wasn't intending on hiding anywhere. I mean, who might I ask are you?
I own the wagon works. Your master sent me here to get you. Rest up as you can, but don't take too long.
Where is he located?
He gestures. Find the building here. He says, he gestures and says, "Wagon, I can lead you down to him. Wagon works at the center of town."
Yeah. Hmm. Well, last I checked, I had no timetable on my life. I don't think I'll be going in the dead of night in the middle of a rainstorm. I think you could relay that to him.
You risk more than just yourself by delaying.
I've risked more than just myself the entire time I escaped from that man. And then, oh, you know what? And in doing so, I'm gonna hold my staff in one hand and just kind of like gently tap it on the floor, and just it still like does the whole animation thing that it's doing, right?
It begins to pulse a little bit.
I think it can wait till morning.
As you wish, but don't delay much longer. As for me, I'll wait till morning, and if you're not there by nightfall, I'm getting the hell out of here. He slips down his drink, grabs his things, and begins to wander out.
I offer him a pickle on the way out.
He ignores you and walks past you.
It's like, have you tried these things?
You're eating these pickles like French fries, basically.
Yeah, I'm just one after the other until the jar is gone, and then the occasional swig of ale.
So,
Yep.
so while Will's playing, I'll kind of inquire around if anyone's seen Sir Bradford or know where he might be staying.
Sorry. Someone was Calissa, who owns the inn, says, he's actually eating over at the tavern right now, I think.
Oh, why don't we go there?
I will bid her adieu and kind of mention that to the other guys and kind of head over to the tavern to get some food that are not pickles.
Before before everyone leaves, I know that Will's in the middle of I know that Will's in the middle of performing, and I'll let that performance continue. But I'm gonna gather the rest of the guys around and say that uh the the time the time where you all have offered me your aid in dealing with Obark, I think it comes tomorrow. Um, you know what we've faced already as far as what that man can do. And I want to make sure I'm saying this and not people in the the general vicinity can overhear. So I would like to keep an eye out for that real fast, Kelly.
Sure.
And I'm going to say to all of them, and I'm going to be like, I'll look at them all like one individually. I'll get to isn't. I'll be like, would you put those fucking things down for a minute? And I'm going to say, this staff is evil, and it came to me from an evil man. There's only one way I can destroy it and possibly prevent. Well, apocalypse is a strong word, but prevent ill things from happening, and that's by destroying him.
So what is this? What is this man? I don't know anything about this man other than what you've told me. He's just an evil person, and that you try to keep the staff away from him, right?
Uh, Cliff Notes version. Former master. Basically bought me from my parents. Had while learning under him, found out that he had several apprentices before me that were sacrificed. And after our first adventure together, he seemingly, in air quotes, helped us out by providing me with this weapon, but and multiple times along the way has helped us and hindered us in some fashion. I nod at Kurt and I say, remember your dragon and what he did to that? Your pet dragon. He turned it into a skeleton.
Oh.
And
So
go ahead.
Isn't going to have kind of a heart to heart here with you because he heard you talk about sacrifice, and knowing how his society works, just like from what you know, I guess. And there's a lot of sacrifices to Lolth. He's gonna have like a heart-to-heart moment and go, and you can stop there. Like, I understand, and we're not going to let that go anymore.
All right. Well, I just want to let you know that I have to meet with him tomorrow after I attend some other business, but I would appreciate all your help. And that's to everybody there. And like I said, Will's performing, but I'm fairly certain he'll go along.
So, I have an idea then. So, do you know the meeting location?
The Wagon Works, I believe.
Do you have... I guess this is tomorrow, you said, right?
Tomorrow, yes.
Any particular time you're going?
I assume before noon after I stop by the constable's office and finish putting a down payment on my tower.
Is he expecting you to go alone?
I don't think he is, but I wouldn't put it past him. He didn't say to have anyone else with me or not to.
So, I have a plan here, Killy. I'm going to kind of ask you this.
Sure.
I'm going to look around and see if there's any sketchy business people in the tavern.
Make a perception check. Looking around, it's hard to say whether anybody in particular looks sketchy. Your deception or your knowledge of how people on the surface might look and how they might act as compared to the society that you came from, you know how to read drow. You're not quite as certain how to read humans.
Does anyone have the look of murder in their eyes?
You don't know.
Damn. Okay, then my next thing is, I'm hoping this is universal. Maybe it's different from Drow Society. That's why I'm kind of asking. Thieves can't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell Kent I have a plan and that I'll be back. I'm going to scour the town for Thieves can't.
Okay, Thieves' Cant is basically a language, so you're just going to try to talk to someone in Thieves' Cant?
There's also markings in Thieves can't. You can mark buildings and stuff.
I see. Okay. Sure. So as you kind of walk around, go ahead and just make another perception check to see if you can note any specific markings.
And that's a 10, so it's a 15. Or yeah, 15.
Okay. Looking around town, your first instinct is to kind of look at the Langerworks for something of that nature, and you do see there's a Thieves' Cant mark there. If you're peering around at some of the other buildings, you notice that there's a Thieves' Cant at the area where Will fenced off his gems.
So Thieves' Cant markings have distinguishing marks to tell you if you should or should not be there, like danger and stuff. What do these markings pertain to?
They pertain to they suggest there's an entrance. Doesn't say what the entrance is, but it says that there is an entrance.
Is this for the fencing building or for waterworks?
The waterworks. The one at the fencing buildings indicates safe sale of fenced goods.
Is that it? Is that all I see through town?
Looking around town, that seems to be the bulk of it. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go to the fence guy then real quick.
His shop's shut up by this point.
Damn. Okay. Not even if I bang on his door profusely?
No response.
Damn. Well, I'll head back then. Defeated. Well, I had a plan, Kent. I was going to see if I had any connections to otherwise deadly toxins that we could somehow use, but nope.
Well, that's fair enough. But as far as I know, other than the fact that you've been seen with us, no one knows you are our ally. When we, as far as I know, no one's met you before now. So, one person unknown could be a surprise.
Well, my thought here is if he wants you to meet a specific place, it could. I mean, it's pretty obvious he's going to try and kill you, but there could be more there than you were expecting going in. So I'm trying to find ways we can turn the tables to our side.
I understand. I understand, but I don't know that there's. I don't know that there's going to be a whole lot of room to maneuver here. Maybe if
Wait.
we're a big city or.
Kurt, you're an alchemist, right?
I am.
Do you know how to make poisons?
I do. Yes.
Okay, so I guess my thought is I know the concoctions for certain poisons, but getting my hands on the materials to make it is the issue at this point.
Well, I can tell you I have a poisoner's kit, which has those things.
You have giant poisonous snake venom?
And we have jars of mayonnaise, if that helps.
I own a giant poisonous snake, so I'll say yes.
No, it's actually you need a quote unquote giant poisonous snake to milk.
He has a
He
giant
has
poisonous
a
snake.
giant
My-
poisonous
The
snake.
snake that has been traveling with us, a giant poisonous one.
I thought it was a flying snake.
No.
No.
No. I had a flying snake at like level 3, but this
Okay.
one is giant and poisonous.
If I had 2 words to describe it, that's exactly it.
My jug can also make a ½ ounce of basic poison or 8 ounces of acid.
So, I have a bunch of poisons we can make for injury or contact. But like I said, it's depending on if we can get the materials to make it. Giant poison snake. If we can get the poison from him, then that makes us a serpent venom poison for our blades.
But
Go on.
for this.
How does that? Okay, I'm with you.
But I'm saying, so like I can make that. We can make wyvern poison. I'm trying to find the other one that's really strong too. Drow poison is just an unconsciousness thing. If we could get crawler mucus, we could do paralyzation. I can make a bunch of inhaled poisons. We can make smoke bombs.
Smoke bombs hurt us as well as them.
Yeah, but if there's a group of enemies and they're far enough away, you just lob one of those in and problem solved.
We're all sitting there listening to this, and we're like, "Wait, why have we never considered doing this before?"
Because you don't think like a
Diamond
rat.
bears.
Diamond bears.
I'm just saying I know poisons, and if we could get our hands on stuff, we could make some pretty strong shit.
If I had 2 words.
Well, I leave that at your discretion because I'm not very good with handling poisons. I will tell you this. I can't. I know that he's a mage. I can't vouch that he's a warlock. Although my suspicions would be warlock. Just so you know.
Okay, so I guess the reason I'm checking for unsightly folk is because I want to try and find some midnight tears, which is a type of plant,
Mm-hmm.
so that I can make an ingested poison out of it. Or I want to find, where's the other one? Crawler mucus or Other, which is another plant.
Other?
Other. Othur.
I'm not familiar with that one.
It's the type of plant that when you burn it, it makes a toxic fume.
Oh, burnt Other fumes, I see. Okay. So, this is all something that you would probably have to try the fence in the morning.
Okay.
And hope that you're lucky. Alternatively, you'd have to try to sneak around and see if maybe there's some sort of black network agent around.
Well, I'm gonna share that plan with the group then, and just say, I'll see what I can do in the morning.
I don't think we have that long.
No, we do.
We have until tomorrow night.
I'm gonna meet him
Okay.
around noonish after I take care of some other business. And I look at Dr. Connors and I say, and I haven't forgotten about your problem, Dr. Connors. We will get our revenge on Dr. Octavius.
But for right now, Connors, if we could get some serpent venom, I can make a poison out of that. If worse comes to worse, we can at least coat our blades in that.
Okay. I'm down with that.
I don't know if it'll do much, but it's an option.
All right, fair enough. With that, I'm going to go prepare to my
Miles.
What?
You just send that to the group. I fucking love that video.
You see, my knife is coated in poison. The smallest cut can be fatal. I should not afflict it.
I am going to retire to my room, and I am going to, I guess, start to prepare for the morning.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you need to do to prepare, or are you just taking a long rest?
I'm just taking a long rest, and I'm reorganizing some spells.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see what I can work out here.
I'm gonna buy. I'll be right back.
Sure.
While I want to take a long rest, Killy, but I'd also like to learn Immolate and copy it into my spell book from the other spell book that we ended up with.
Okay. Is that evocation?
It's not evocation, so I don't know how long it would take. That's my problem.
Okay. Let me pull that up first.
Hold on. I should have my fucking guide here. Nope, that's Xanthar's.
Killy, while he's doing that, I'm just gonna walk over to the tavern to sit down with Sir Bradford and have a meal.
I'll go with him.
Okay.
EFI. Oh wait, that's not what I need to look for.
Immolation
I
is
think it's level 4
damage.
or 5.
It's 5. It's actually in the Elemental Evil Player's Companion. It might be also in Xanathar's. I'm not sure. It's level 5, and as a wizard,
If I can't do it, I can't do it.
I'm just checking to see copying. Where is it? Copying a spell.
Might be more
Reduces
hours
the basic
than you
form.
have.
Each level of the spell is 2 hours. 2 force. It would take you 8 hours.
Never
and
mind.
250 gold.
Gold's not the issue. The hours are.
Yep.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. Tegan and Kurt, you make your way back into the, over across the road into the tavern. It's a pretty rowdy looking place. As you enter in, you see Sir Bradford sitting and eating a meal with a number of knights at one of the tables, and they raise their hands and hail you over to join them.
I'll gladly walk over and join them and have a feast. And
Sir Bradford will say, "Hail the conquering heroes, huh?" And he passes you a mug of ale.
Being a druid, I'll pass on the ale and drink water, but partake in the feast.
He'll swing the ale over to Dr. Connors then.
I'll point my sword at him and say, "What were the last words Albus Dumbledore ever said to us?" Because I don't know if it's him or not. He could be being impersonated again.
I'm sorry, what was the question you asked?
And then a portal opens and Dr. Connors into it.
Okay, so I was making a joke about Harry Potter, in the last movie, second to last, it doesn't matter. He points a sword at him and says, "What were the last words Albus Dumbledore ever said to us?" Because
Oh,
he doesn't know if he's being impersonated by someone else.
I see.
That was a joke, but seriously, I want to know if he's actually him.
Okay, are you threatening him then?
No, I want to ask him a question only he would know the answer to.
What question would that be?
The guy who can't remember the answers to any questions.
The guy who can't remember the answers to any questions. The question only this guy would know the answer to. Well, damn.
Outsmarted by my own smarts.
During the time we first met, what was the name of the woman with us?
Sharwin, you mean?
I hear you. All right, let's have a drink.
He looks kind of confused and kind of nervously laughs, as do some of the guards around him. He says, "Well, if you haven't had the opportunity to swing by Old Womford, we've secured a little treat for you.
Taranville.
Well, we'll see what the rest of the Lord's Alliance has to say after some deliberation."
Wait, so you just play a game of what can this guy know?
No. So he was impersonated by someone, and we didn't know it for the longest time, and we led him straight to the fucking place he wanted to go. He's like, "Ha ha!" And then he reveals himself and disappears. And we're like, it wasn't him the whole time. Anyway, so now I was untrusting because it might have.
To be honest with
not-
you, Kent detected something, so I cast a spell magic on him to make him reveal himself.
Also fair.
I'm not there right now, by the way. I'm up in my room.
Yeah, I know you're not.
Yeah, the last time.
I'm just reminding our
Party.
I know.
Out of character.
reminding our
He may have forgotten those
collective
events.
amnesia. Yes, our collective amnesia. Dr. Connors.
I remember what I want to remember.
Oh my god. That's funny.
You kind of share that story between Dr. Connors to jog his memory. The guards listen intently, and they kind of shake their heads and will remark that you are wise to cast that, and that they will impress upon you that you are impressive.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, man.
I will nod in their general direction and then shake my head at Dr. Connors and go back to eating.
But to
All right.
answer your question, yes, we have been there.
He says, "Well, we've gotten some reports. While you're here, I might as well fill you in. Attacks from the remaining cultists have dried down to a trickle. We're beginning to maintain a good semblance of peace, and I am confident that we can finally get life back to normal around here."
You know what, Killy? That is the evocation.
Immolation is, yeah.
Hmm.
So it'd actually be 4 hours and it'd be 4 hours and 125 gold.
Eh.
And Sir Bradford will say, "Well, as I mentioned, we are preparing a gift, a guild hall, provided by the Lord's Alliance."
We saw the construction is underway. We're very pleased.
I thought you might be. We're even planning an alchemy hall for you, Dr. Connors.
That is awesome.
And then I'll kind of pipe up as, "Are you sure that's a good idea?"
There's
You
a
saw
reason
it
we...
last time.
He says, "Well, there's a reason we've started construction away from any newer construction of residential areas.
Okay.
A safety radius, if you will."
Fair enough.
Killy, assuming there is enough time in the evening, I would actually like to learn that spell.
Okay.
And I'll deduct the gold. Interesting part about that spell, no actual material components.
Nope. Only verbal.
Yep.
You say, "Burn, bitch," and point at the target, and it catches on fire.
I have no idea how to add that spell, by the way.
I'll do it for you.
No problem. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to derail.
You're fine, man.
Totally unacceptable.
Oh, shut up. You just need to hit something.
Speaking of which, Tuck, is there anything you're doing in the midst of all this, or are you basically just drinking and going to bed?
I'm drinking and going to bed.
Okay.
I'm in my happy place.
Yeah, but what's your character doing?
The same thing. we're two of a kind, me and my character. It will be sad when I must re-roll.
All right. So you Will's still performing in the tavern. Kent's reading through his spells. Tuck's getting drunk. Actually, Tuck can't get drunk because he's immune to poison. So you're just drinking and drinking and drinking and
Yes.
drinking. And Callista's getting a little concerned about the alcohol content you're putting in it. And eventually she cuts you off. You're like, no, please, I'm good. And she's like, well, he's a hero of the valley, so... And she keeps giving you more and more. You keep drinking and drinking. And eventually they're starting to run out of ale, and they're getting a little more concerned, but you decide to just keep drinking. The other two of you are still having this meal with Sir Bradford. Is there anything over the course of the meal that you would like to do in particular? Any questions you want to ask him?
I have nothing really in particular to ask him. You know, he was supposed to be researching some other information for us, but I don't really remember what it is. So yeah, I don't think it's relevant at this point. I'm sure Dr. Connors would like to talk to him and see if he's heard anything about his good old buddy, Mechano arm, or the vampire. And I'll kind of nudge him. You got a couple of guys to ask about.
As I look around the room, cautiously, at all the rafters. Vampires? Where?
You don't see anything.
Okay.
I'll save you the roll. There is no vampires hiding out in the middle of a public place like this.
That's what he wants you to think.
So has he heard anything?
We're gonna witcher this shit up. Are you asking him if he's heard anything about Otto Octavius?
That's the one.
Okay. He will he will shake his head and turn a little dour. He says, "We have our contacts looking out for any signs of him, but unfortunately, we haven't heard neither hide nor hair of any information about him. I don't suppose you've come across anything yourselves."
Well, what if I were to tell you exactly where he was? Would you send an army to go?
He says, "Well, I don't have an army at my disposal. I have only the guard here in order to maintain order. If you wish, I would be happy to accompany you."
Oh yeah, absolutely. We would love your company.
Just say the word.
I don't know if we're headed there right now. I'd have to check with the party. I think we're gonna be doing some other stuff tomorrow, but after that, yeah, definitely we can head that. What are the chances that I could find some mercenaries to join us as well?
He thinks back for a minute and says, "How many men are you thinking it will take to take him out?"
Well, he's a right bastard, that one, so I'm unsure. But a few well-trained men couldn't go amiss.
He says, "I have a couple of knights who might be able to accompany us, if you think it's absolutely necessary."
I'll never say no to some help, and I'll even, as I said, if they want to be mercenaries, I will pay for some of their costs. But I don't know how much that would be.
He says, "Well, it'll take several days to prepare such a venture if you're looking to hire."
Sure. I'll talk to the group, but I'm pretty sure we can stay here a few days before we.
Certainly. You said you knew where he was?
Generally, we've gotten reports that he's on the mechanical, well, not mechanical plane. Whatever. He's on the plane Mechanus.
Mechanus?
Mechanus.
How do you plan to travel to another plane of existence entirely?
Yep. We'll figure that out.
He says, "It might be a little harder to hire mercenaries."
Well, I won't tell him we're traveling to the plane Mechanus.
That's exactly why it would be harder to hire mercenaries. It's one thing to venture into some old dusty tomb or to even some fortified location, but to travel to another plane with no knowledge of whether or not you'll be able to make it back is a hell of a venture.
Well, see what you can do, and we can go from there. In the meantime, any other news?
He says, there are reports of draconic activity beginning to emigrate far north. The numbers of the Lord's Alliance that are being called to deal with it. I myself am to watch here and maintain a reserve in the worst case scenario.
Draconic, you said?
Aye. They already have a team of specialists on their way up there, from what I understand. Sunday night campaign reference.
Oh, okay. All right.
I kind of thought that was a little familiar.
Okay. I have to keep the whole story moving forward. But he'll share that information with you, and he'll say, go ahead.
So just out of character code, so my sorcerer actually is in this plane of existence and is somewhere in this timeline?
Yes.
Okay. Just wondered.
Don't ask that guy for help. He killed his entire party.
Negative, he did not. Technically, he only killed one person.
But it was Zach, so...
Yeah. It definitely was Zach.
Here!
The timeline for this book, for this particular book, for Prince of the Apocalypse, as well as the Cult of the Dragon, overlap a little bit. The Rise of Tiamat, I should say, ends right about when this one kind of is in the middle of it. So
gotcha. Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know if we were considering them in the same story arc or not.
Sort of. Okay. The odds of you meeting your sorcerer aren't very high, though.
Unless we head there immediately. Let's go, guys!
You won't find him. He's on a flying ship somewhere.
Flying castle, but yes.
Castle, yeah, thank you.
He
was a flying castle in the other game.
Speaking of... hey, Mr. Man, do you know anyone with the spell Mending, or would you happen to be able to cast it?
He says, I don't have it myself, but I believe one of the priestesses from the Orpheus Shrine might be able to. What does he need mended?
This carpet that I don't have on me because it's not with me, but we have a carpet that needs mended.
It should be no problem, so long as you have the pieces of the carpet.
It got a little burnt.
Burnt.
As things do.
He says, I believe the spell is intended to fix breaks or tears in the object itself, not burns.
And it doesn't restore magical properties.
That too.
Well, I believe I don't know enough about the spell to make that call.
He will share that information with you.
Well, perfect. That saves me a trip to a priest and an embarrassing story later. Because no one will know about this except me and you.
He kind of just laughs it off.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll never live it down.
Okay. That's all for me.
Yep. I don't have anything else either.
Yeah, I'm eating pickles and drinking ale. I'm ready for bed.
I'll enjoy his company and then retire to the inn.
Okay. So, are you all basically retiring for the night?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I thought Isn't was trying to find some poison, but is he waiting until tomorrow to do that?
Yeah, because the place is closed.
Gotcha.
Okay. You all make your way into your respective rooms. Calissa will request a small fee this time of 5 gold in order for the room itself. And
Sure.
The dinner, for those of you who ate dinners, is going to be 25 silver a pop.
I just give her 30 gold.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, I'll just give her. That's fine.
Okay. They will happily take it, and you are allotted, and there are extra drinks that are passed around and all that jazz. It's a celebration, really. As you make your way down for the night, the rain softly dripping on the windows outside. In your respective rooms, you are awakened by a scream. You look outside the window, stained with rain, and there are lights outside. Dark, black lights. You rush to the window side. You rush downstairs, grabbing your things, and you open the door. And looking around, you can see more screams, more people running. The streets are infested with undead. Skeletons, zombies, all manner of unsightly creatures. In the center of town seems to be the worst of it, and you see Sir Bradford surrounded by horrific-looking creatures. And I know it's a little early, but I'm going to call it a little bit ahead of time, because combat here will take forever. And
Okay.
also, if you happen to get hold of Smock, if he still wants to, he would then jump in at the start of this next chapter.
I know that he just had a baby like 3 days ago, so I will ask him. But I no.
Okay, worst case scenario, I take him because I already have a plan for what I want to do with his character. So,
Okay.
little calling you a little early here, but
Well, to be fair, we've gone late the last 2 weeks, so I think that's fair enough.
Okay.
I spin my blades and go, here I go stabbing again.
Before we break, what are the undead doing? Just rampaging?
They are
all
rampaging
over
across
place?
the town.
Or
There are at
do
least a few.
any order to the chaos that Will can discern?
It looks like they're just trying to tear the place down, the entire city down.
Looks like some little baby guy was mad that he didn't get his apprentice to come right away.
In fact,
Anyways.
as you're looking around, you can't help but notice that some of the zombies that are being reanimated look to be villagers of the town itself.
Sounds like
Interesting.
fun.
Okay.
So how much XP do we get for killing a phoenix?
Not enough at your level to gain a level yet.
Damn.
To be
It's gonna
fair,
be 13.
it was
See,
a young phoenix.
That's also true.
What about killing
Only after
the
you
Lich
shoved
King the
the-
week before?
I down the Lich King.
I don't think Killy's been that precise with the XP. It's been
I
more
think
like
he's just
I've been doing
Yeah,
milestones.
he's doing
For-
milestones.
Yeah.
yeah.
I just want
I
to
mean,
get the
if you're-
benefit for.
I mean, if you're really curious, it's like 2,500 experience per person.
I
The
don't-
total Phoenix is CR16, so it's 15,000 experience split between 6 people. I think it's like 2,500.
I don't really care. I just want to get that perk for Tuck to start hitting shit real hard with it.
Oh,
Well, that was good. Good run. Good night.
all right.
I'll see you guys.
All right, guys. Good night.
Oh, it's something interesting, real quick, in case
Yeah.
you guys didn't know. Master Chief Collection and Halo Infinite coming to PC.
Yep,
And
that's the one
see-
thing I was able to post on Facebook.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
Shout out to
have
the guild
fond
page.
memories of playing Halo 2 and
Yep, Halo
even
1
Halo
through 4
Halo
and
1. Yeah.
Halo 1 through 4 and Reach are all coming out for the Master Chief Collection for PC.
nice.
As well
I'll
as the
probably
OST
check that
campaign.
out.
I'm absolutely picking that up.
Same. I'm pretty excited.
Don't buy it until you've talked to me.
Okay. Can I ask why?
Well, I kind of work for the company who makes it.
Oh, okay. Noted.
So what do you think?